Slim 400, an associate of YG, was recently shot and killed. The whole internet is talking about him and the tragic way the world lost him. He's not quite on the level of Young Dolph or Pop Smoke, but he was important to his friends and family and thousands of fans. We gotta get into how Slim 400 found himself as the death's hand and especially some of the mysterious circumstances surrounding his death. So let's go. Slim 400 was born back in the late 80s, growing up surrounded by that old classic gangsta rap. You know, since he was from Los Angeles, he was rocking some NWA and Tupac. Surprisingly enough, the dude was actually born in Germany, but he moved to Compton when he was really young. He didn't really start making music until around 2009 when he dropped the mixtape High Off Trees. As his career started to bloom and he pulled away from the streets a little bit, he started featuring on tracks with YG, who would go on to become one of his closest homies. He and YG would tour together, and they also both had the habit of going back to the hood to give back to the community when they were in town. Unfortunately for Slim 400, that might have come back to hurt him in the end. In 2014, Slim starred in the short film for YG's album Blame It on the Streets, and after seeing him in the movie, a bunch of people started to take notice of Slim. Aside from constantly touring around with YG, he was also invited to join the tours of a bunch of big-name rap artists. He was with people like Big Sean and J. Cole, and it was only a matter of time before he'd really blow up and the whole world would know his name. Unfortunately, the recent shooting happened right in the middle of Slim 400's come-up. He'd spent a lot of time putting in work to make sure he'd be a success, and he was gaining steam. This isn't actually the first time he's been shot, though. Back in June of 2018, Slim got caught up in a drive-by. By the time everything was said and done, he had been shot 8 times. The bullets made contact with his back, his jaw, at the top of his head. They entered and exited his body, which means they were probably fired out from a pretty powerful pipe. Apparently, a big black vehicle had pulled up and started popping shots in the early evening. Then the ops hopped out of the car to finish the job. They obviously weren't successful because Slim survived, but it was definitely a close scrape. This was only a few months after Nipsey Hussle got shot, so of course the whole community was tense. Cops showed up at the scene about 8:30, and Slim was rushed to a nearby hospital. As soon as YG heard about the whole thing, he hopped in the whip and drove to spend some time with Slim. At first, Slim was in critical condition, but he stabilized pretty quickly, and he made it out of the whole situation with his life. After the shooting, he absolutely clowned on the perps on his Instagram, making a post that said, "I want to thank the staff at the hospital for helping me shake back. I owe y'all. Hashtag Roscoe's or hashtag Taco Mel for life. And God, I thank whoever was popping for buying them shells at Walmart. I'm here for a reason." Hold up. People are also pretty annoyed because Adam22 of No Jumper literally posted the address of the hospital he was at while he was recovering. Good thing YG was there just in case the ops felt like trying something. No one knows to this day who it was who tried to put the hit out on Slim that night, but it's not for real unlikely that it could have been those same dudes this time. Literally, the only thing we know about who could have done it is that they were in a black car and somehow got away without anyone catching the plates. His family and his team made a statement after the incident saying, "He's a family man, a father, a community man, and a uniquely talented artist with a greater purpose." That still holds true today when he was ripped out of all those people's lives. He made it out of the ICU and things were back to normal for Slim for a few years. He dropped 2 full-length albums in 2018 and 2020, and both of them did pretty well, even if he wasn't quite reaching the heights of his homie YG. For RIZZLE and Shakeback were proof that he didn't let the shooting slow him down. Unfortunately for the rap game, we wouldn't be without tragedy for long. In November of 2021, rapper Young Dolph was gunned down in front of a shop while he was buying cookies from a local shop. The death basically sent a shockwave through the rap community because he was such a huge game. It's safe to say that pretty much the entire rap world was in mourning over the tragedy and untimely death of Young Dolph. Tons of artists paid tribute to him, but one tribute in specific seems eerily ironic here. Slim 400 had collaborated with Young Dolph on the track Shakeback. The two of them got along pretty well. Earlier in December 2021, Slim made a post on Instagram captioned RIP with a screenshot of himself listening to the track. To make it worse, the photo of the cover for Shakeback is a headstone with the names Young Dolph and Slim 400 in red letters. Only about 12 hours later, another tragedy would strike that absolutely nobody saw coming. On the night of December 8th, 2021, Slim 400 was gunned down in the neighborhood of Compton. When some cops on patrol heard shots popping off, they drove over to see what had happened. According to the LA Fire Department, one man was taken away from the scene in an ambulance and driven to a hospital. Unfortunately, that man, who TMZ later confirmed was Slim, was pronounced dead at the hospital just a little while later. Unfortunately, there aren't a ton of details about the death just yet, but the last time he was attacked, he was in Compton. Seems like maybe there was some unfinished business that got picked up in Inglewood. Police haven't named any suspects in the investigation just yet, but hopefully it's only a matter of time before they're able to figure out who put an end to his career before its prime. After hearing the news of the shooting, the whole rap game and a whole lot of the internet came out to voice support for Slim's family and fans and sent their condolences. Otto von Bismarck on Twitter said, "R.I.P. Slim 400, a Compton gangsta rap prototype, an ambassador for tradition, lineage, and history, who made a whole lot of hard-as-hell rap songs full of sober gravity and blunt force." One fan pointed out just how many people we'd lost in rap this year alone, saying, "I personally hate that I like rap music. We are the only music genre that has to go through this constantly. The 2-year anniversary of Juice WRLD's passing just happened. And Young Dolph just got shot and killed not 2 months ago. Honestly, it's just tragic. I mean, it seems like at least once a month there's a rapper who's gone way too soon." Towards the beginning of this year, Slim had made a post about Paris, his 4-year-old daughter, who now has to grow up without one of her parents. He said, "Been with her all day, wishing my Paris a happy birthday. I do it for her. Hold up. #Bompton." This also points out another sad truth about all these rappers passing away. So many of these rappers leave behind families and fans who care about them. No matter who a dead rapper is to you, a celebrity you like, a father, an op, we gotta remember that these are people. These are people with lives and family and people who look up to them. And to lose them for senseless reasons is truly just terrible. With over 200 rappers dead this year between the mainstream and the underground, it's just too much, for real. Now, with all that being said about the situation, let's go ahead and get into some theories. There are a few different things that could have gone down here. It all depends on who Slim 400 had beef with. And since he was rolling with YG, and he also had tie-up with the Blood Gang, so there's a good chance that there was a few different crews who were trying to get at him. At the same time, it could have been pretty much random. It could have been a case of mistaken identity. It could have been shooting for someone else. That's the issue with having so few details available. It also could have been the same group of people that came after him back in the day. Like we mentioned before, when they couldn't manage to make sure Slim was dead from the car, they hopped out and tried their best to finish the job. That time, they didn't. Now, it would definitely make sense that they would wait until the heat died down, wait until they had a good shot on Slim, and then go for it. It also could have been a brand new crew that's just entirely unrelated. There's really just no way to know until the police department releases more details. At the very least, they did confirm that it was Slim 400 who died in the shooting. So what do y'all think about this whole thing? Let us know in the comments. Was it those ops from the shooting back in the day, or is it possible that it's a whole new crew? Anyway, if you haven't gotten your fill of the latest rap news, you should definitely peep this story next.